welcome to another edition of Sports Card ASMR. I'm the Sports Card Doctor. Today, we're going to go through one pack, inspect it, see what's in the pack, give you some crinkles, maybe some other trigger sounds, but most importantly, we're going to go back into the baseball time machine. Just one pack today. We're not even worried about some of our legends like Pittsburgh Steeler great Mark Malone. He gets a day off. Before we go to the card though, before we go to the pack of cards, let's make sure the whole area is clean. Gotta go to my doctor's gear. A lot of people have asked, Sports Card Doctor, where can I get Sports Card Doctor gear? Just go to any garage sale in your neighborhood. Don't tell them what it's for, though. You start saying you're a doctor looking for gear, they ask for certificates, degrees, qualifications. We don't need any of that here. Alright. Before we inspect our cards, let's make sure we got a clean surface. We don't want any of these cards to be damaged. Unless, of course, we're going to damage them ourselves. Let's get to the pack. Today, we're going to be going into a pack of 1988 Major League Baseball score that I purchased recently for $1 American. This pack has 17 player cards that are photo quality, which in 1988 was a big thing. All right, let's go into the pack and see what we can find. cut it up. There you go. New hairstyle for you, a pack of cards. I thought you were wearing that style that's long in the back, but I see you can go with anything there. Something new. Yeah, just clean up your back for you. All right, what's in here? We got former Montreal Expo superstar, listed as a left fielder, would go on and play for the White Sox and my New York Yankees, Tim Raines, coming off his 1987 season, in which he was a victim of the Major League Baseball owners colluding to keep top free agents out of work. He returned on May 1st, 1987 at a big game. It's hard for you to see that, but it's reflected here. Rock Raines was also his nickname that they tried to sell as his name later years here, which made me think of when Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson showed up. I was one of the people that thought, well, there's already someone named Rock, and his name is Tim Raines. Speaking of nicknames, we have the Cobra Dave Parker card from late in his career here at Shea Stadium against the Mets. One of the best hitters of his time, one of the best defensive outfielders of his time. By this point, he was a first baseman, right fielder. The Cobra Dave Parker. That's a man with a smile that says, yeah, I could throw you out from right field. All I gotta do is heave that ball, and you're out. What a career for the Cobra. Pat Tabler. I wouldn't call him a superstar, but I think he's brave. Why? Because he played first base with no batting glove underneath his first baseman's glove, mitt and glove. Do you prefer first base? I guess it's catcher's mitt, first baseman's glove. Details. Tabler wasn't one of the superstars of the game, but he did put up some good seasons, and I believe was one of those players that was a stud when the bases were loaded. Played for Cleveland. Team nickname withdrawn. Tim Burke. I like Tim Burke a lot because why? Well, you can't really see it here, but by 88, 89, he had a really great relief pitcher mullet. The mullet named after Dennis Eckersley, who I think still has that hairstyle. Tim Burke was a very good reliever for the Montreal Expos in an era where closers weren't as highly valued. His 87 season saw him have 18 saves, 7 wins, 0. His 1987 season saw him have 18 saves, 7 wins, and 0 losses. 0 losses in a 1.19 ERA. One of the best relief seasons I saw in my lifetime. Though not a lot of people are talking about Tim Burke. Alex Trevino, Dodger catcher, backup to Mike Scioscia for years. Played with the Astros for a while. And the Mets. Little cup of coffee with the Reds and Braves before going to Los Angeles, where I knew him as a backup catcher there. He did, I don't think he really played a lot with the 88 Dodgers. I think he was on the team this year, but by this point they added Rick Dempsey, and he was the main backup catcher to Mike Scioscia that I recall in the 1988 World Series. Trevino, Alex, Terry Pendleton, great defensive third baseman, average hitter, but became a free agent after leaving the Cardinals. Look at that perfect form. He's like an Instagram workout model, giving you the perfect form for crunches. Down and up, down and up. Pendleton, go to the New York Yankees, be signed to the Atlanta Braves ball club, won the National League MVP, ending in kind of log jamming the streak that Barry Bonds had as the National League MVP. Terry Pendleton. Oh, great moments. Do you remember Shea Stadium, April 22nd, 1970? I'm trying to remember what that would be. Maybe Nolan Ryan hitting someone. Maybe Keith Hernandez smoking a cigarette in the dugout. No, that'd be too early for Hernandez. Let's see what it is. Tom Seaver strikes out 10 straight batters. Wow, what a day. What a time. This is before I was born. The Candyman. We're getting a lot of great nicknames in here. The Candyman Can. John Candelaria. Big-time pitcher for the Pirates in the late 70s. Solid left-hand pitcher. A mustache, though you can't see it in this photo, but look at that mustache. That one was made for the late 80s. By this point, he was mostly a relief pitcher, back of the rotation starter, but he had a great run with the Pirates, including winning 20 games in 1977, being part of that We Are Family 79 team. He played briefly with the Mets before, I think, going to the Dodgers at one point later in his career. The Candyman. He always can. Bill Wegman. What can be said about Bill Wegman? No. Seriously, what can be said about Bill Wegman? I know he's a relief pitcher for the Brewers. Probably actually started a few games, yeah. 200 plus innings he started here. You know, good job, Bill Wegman. You look serious in this photo. You probably own a car dealership, or you coach youth baseball, or you sell insurance right now, but you get to say something that most people don't get to say. You won 12 ball games in one season for a Major League Baseball club. Andres Thomas, shortstop for the Atlanta Ball Club. There was a time when Andres Thomas was considered kind of an up-and-coming player, and I believed that hype. But by the time the Braves started to reach the World Series with a regularity coveted by many teams, Andres was not at the center of the club like I thought he would be. I owned a lot of Andres Thomas cards during this time period. Shortstop. He had those cool flip-up glasses. A good batting stance. Was not unlike Julio Franco's, just not as exaggerated. Good start to his career. I thought he'd be there. But again, he got to the majors. I didn't. Dave Leeper. Serviceable left-handed pitcher. Played for the Padres at one point. A's. Kind of one of those blonde, is it really there mustaches. Kind of a weird card. I don't consider this an air card, but if you notice, of course, it's got the Oakland A's coloring. He's pitching for the Oakland A's. On the back, it shows Padres. What team is he pitching for? Score. Get it right. Jerry Don Gleaton. Jerry Don Gleaton could sell you a Ford truck, help you raise some cattle, or get some outs late in the ball game. I do remember Jerry Don Gleaton a lot, pitching for the Royals, White Sox, maybe even had a run with the Cardinals, maybe? Angels? I don't remember, but I do remember the name, Jerry Don Gleaton. If you were named Jerry Don, I would think you would choose the name that fits you most, but not Jerry Don Gleaton. He's taken both. John Morris. St. Louis Cardinals had a lot of these kind of outfielders in this period of time. Low hit, high speed, good glove players. Look at that AstroTurf he has to run on. Just you feel his knees being destroyed with every stride. Gunk, gunk, gunk. AstroTurf, one of the sins of mankind. Morris, I don't know what he did much after this time. I'll have to go to baseballreference.com to track his career a little bit. But I remember John Morris. Do you? J. Hal, Oakland A's pitcher, who would end up with the Dodgers, I think, in the 1988 season. In fact, it was this glove or a glove that belonged to Jay Hal that would be covered with so much pine tar he was kicked out of the game. That's right, kicked out of the game in the 1988 NLCS. Therefore, during that period of time in my life, as a good, God-fearing, church-going kid, I considered Jay Hal a sinner. Repent, Jay Hal. Repent. This score pack is going good. Who else is in this score pack? Oh, wait a minute. How'd that get in here? How did Mark Malone get into the score pack of... That's a football. That's some... What? Not today, Mark Malone. Camera hog. Walt Terrell. He was the top-of-the-line pitcher for a short while. Go to the Padres, pitch for my Yankees. Not many top-of-the-line pitchers named Walt these days, which is a shame. Walt. Good baseball name. Joe Baver. Not Boever. Not Boever. Joe Baver. And the fact that I know how to say that name correctly proves I spent too much time in my room in the late 80s collecting baseball cards as opposed to going out and being social. Maybe going to a high school dance, some sort of ice cream social to get a raspberry phosphate with a lady of my choosing. No, I didn't have that kind of life. I studied to be a sports card doctor, thanks to players like Joe Baver. Jeff DeWillis, backup catcher, Toronto. I think this might have been the only time he got to call himself a major leaguer, which again is something that I didn't get to do. So I look up to you, Jeff DeWillis. Final card in the pack. Jose Lind, Pittsburgh second baseman. I love this card. It's one of my all-time favorite baseball cards. This is photo quality. Leaping over Ryan Sandberg, casually completing a double play with your tongue out. Cool black leather glove, flip-up glasses. Jose Lind was a player from another era who I think maybe in his career hit 10 major league home runs, but I considered him a star. Jose Lind. Just look at him. He was going to carry the Pirates into the glory of the World Series. And, well, I think he was there when they had those good teams in the 90s. Jose Lind. All right. There you have it. A pack of 1988 score. Did you learn anything today? Hopefully you did. Thanks for watching Sports Card ASMR.